Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast Halloween Spectacular. We are here to talk about all things Nintendo, all of the latest and greatest news, and it is a few days before Halloween. I'm here with Elaine, and I don't know where Garret just went. Garret
just disappeared.
We're starting late, you know, we're having internet issues, we're all having things going on, busy lives, so it's a miracle, honestly, to begin with. Are we back? Are we back?
Day. I think I'm here. Are you there?
Is Garret here?
Garrett's
I can restart the intro and we can just kind of like delete that part because I barely said anything.
He's having a hard time crushing it.
Are we back? There we are.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good. Okay.
Yeah, we're good now.
This episode is haunted, just like
it is. Honestly, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna like start over, like so that we can delete that part off the beginning of the podcast.
No joke. My laptop just said, "Oh, gaming services just got updated." It's like, so that's what you were doing, laptop. Just messing with me like that.
It is. It's probably a Halloween ghost.
It just haunting me. Or it's just Windows 11 being crap.
Windows 11 is the ghost of Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start over. Okay.
Okay.
Greetings, Koopalings. Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast Halloween Spectacular. I'm joined here with Garret and Elaine, and we are a few days before Halloween here. We are getting into the Halloween spirit. We're going to be talking about all of the latest and greatest in Nintendo news. The Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass just dropped, so we'll be talking about all of our impressions with that, if we got it. I don't even know if you guys got it. I'll talk about my impressions. We're going to talk about Niantic's new Pikmin game. We're going to talk about a lot of really, really cool stuff. I think we have some games releasing this week. We'll talk about our Halloween plans, what we like for Halloween gaming, and more. We're having most of Halloween. But you know what? We're just gonna roll with it.
Haunted. Yeah,
I feel like this is a common theme because if you are a longtime listener of this show, you will know that last year, before Elaine was on the show, last year when it was me, Garret, and Donnie was actually having some issues for our Halloween show. So I think there might be some haunted, ghost of PSVG going on here, because if you remember back, he didn't have internet last time. And then me and Garret were trying to run the show. I think it was one of the first times we were doing a show completely on our own. So we were like, we don't know what the heck is going on. Donnie jumps into the call because his power goes back on, joining the show kind of impromptu. So I think we have a common theme here with fun
Spooky
Nintendo Shack Halloween shows.
Yes, very much so. But I think it's stable now. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
We're going to
see how it
goes. I'm still in the haunted basement. You could blame it on me. Hi, Nana. Hi, haunted ghost Nana. It's fine.
Stop.
It makes it more fun. It makes it more memorable. Before we get started with what we've been up to and all of the latest, greatest news, Garret, why don't you thank the producers that make this show possible?
Yes, thank you very much. Edwin Callow, AJ Pentecost, Chris M, Devin Tyus, Horsegirl69,
Nice.
Joe Wilson, Josh Barboni, Kyle Heyman, Nick Creature, Nick Fall Harbor, Paul Calico, RJ Kern, Stephen Keller, Zach Adams, Trucker Sloth, and Michael Taylor. Thank you guys.
Thank you so
very
much
much
for the support. The show goes on because of you. Oh man, so the only thing that I've really been up to this week are trying out the Nintendo 64 games on Switch Online, which we have a couple headlines to talk about that to discuss. So I'll talk about my experiences with that when we get to it. Other than that, I really haven't been playing a whole lot. I am getting a few of the games that are coming out this weekend.
Cool.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later too. So I really don't have much to talk about what I've been up to in the gaming world. What about you, Elaine? I see both of you kind of had the same game here.
It's been a weird week for me too. Like I said this on PSVG too, and I'm just like, I don't know. Video games are weird for me right now because I've been stressed and there's been kind of a lot going on. I played more Metroid. I've kind of been dipping in and out of that. But then I got way back into Tetris 99.
Good.
Mistakes were made. And then then I learned how to play Fortnite, but I still can't build anything. Okay.
Then you're not playing Fortnite. If you don't know how to build anything,
component of the game.
Look, you're just mad that you don't have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old to carry your sorry ass to 3 squad wins with
I do
another
not.
mom.
that sounds my little siblings. Yeah.
These kids are the best. I got a Tetris 99 win that I was cheered for by children, which made my ego feel super good. There were kids screaming, "Let's go!" These were not.
Did you get the Metroid theme in Tetris 99?
That starts tomorrow.
Okay,
so that's gonna happen. So that's why I did this. I was like, I
you had
can't
to practice.
Scrubby. I got to come in and be good at this video game again. So then these kids were like, "We're gonna teach you how to play Fortnite." And I agreed to this because I'm trying to impress small people and also they're cool. So they then carried me we played 4 matches. They carried us to 3 wins in 4 matches.
Oh my gosh.
Good. I'm like, I'm bad at video games. I'm so bad.
Kids are really good at Fortnite.
Kids are really good at Fortnite. And then my daughter, I went home and told my kids that I played with these other kids. So my kids were like, we're going to play Fortnite with you. And then my daughter proceeds to show me that there are Resident Evil skins in Fortnite now. So I'm like here, like with my credit card going, I can make a mistake.
So I don't play Fortnite, but every once in a while I see all of the skins and like characters that they add to that game.
Right.
Like they're catering to us in a lot of those cases. So I can understand it.
They put Chris and Jill in the game, and it's the Chris skin from Resident Evil 5 where he punches the boulders.
Didn't they put like Ariana Grande into
because Caitlin,
Fortnite?
My daughter, asked for that skin. It's a rad skin pack. Like
I didn't even know that you could put a real person into Fortnite.
Stuff is weird in Fortnite. So I feel like I've gone back in time a few years. I played Tetris and Fortnite. It's been a weird week for me. Oh, and I booted up Pikmin Bloom, which I know we have a news story on. So
okay. So I played that too. I totally forgot. So it came. We'll talk, when it gets to the headline. But I did boot up that a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what the premise of the game is supposed to be. Like what I'm supposed to be doing.
Same. The Pikmin, you give them the nectar and they go find you the things and they bring you the things and then you plant them for more Pikmin. But I've only played it like 15 minutes. I was in a car.
Same.
So that's basically it for me. Lots of little
How
things.
far did you get in Dread so far?
I have defeated the 3rd Emmy. So I don't want to spoil for people who I forget which power up. I do not have the morph ball yet. Let me say that.
Okay.
I know
you get the morph ball pretty late in this game. Usually you get it as one of like the first or second item.
Yeah, so I'm in the first half of the game. I did get my Switch OLED though. So
wait, talk about that a little bit.
So it's beautiful. Like what Garret said on the last episode rings very true. Like it feels like a sizable like upgrade. Like it feels like a new piece of tech. The screen is beautiful. It feels like nicer to hold. And it's a bigger screen by a little bit, but it feels like a lot of real estate. So I've been playing so then I booted up Tetris 99 on my fancy new screen. And that's all I did. But it's beautiful. Right. Tetris 99 on the fancy new screen is beautiful. So big fan of the OLED. So I guess I've dipped into a lot of little things this week. But yeah, it's been good.
Excellent. Garret, what have you been up to?
I've been really diving deep into just my schoolwork because I need to graduate on time. So I have not been playing too much. I've been playing a little bit of Metroid here and there. But I don't have time. I think I'm to the point of I'm pretty far into the game. I feel like I'm getting Well, I wouldn't say I'm close to the end because I look at the missile count. That's what I see in other
is that
videos.
it?
It's like, yeah, so I feel like I'm still halfway when I see it because everyone
That
has
kind
like
of depends because if
Yeah.
you're watching somebody who's doing 100%, they might have like a lot of missiles, so you might be further than you think you are.
Yeah. So I think I got to another plot twist that revives something else. I don't want to get into spoilers because
I think
Elaine.
I think you're
I'm not
pretty
there
far.
Yeah.
You're pretty
You're
far.
getting there.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm glad that game is short because I'm able to get. It's actually cool. You can actually play for like 10 minutes and then you get something. You know, like okay, here's another thing, another thing. It's like okay, I feel like I'm not investing too much time, but I'm still getting little bits and pieces. So yeah, that's just what I've been playing so far. I've been dabbling into other games such as Skyrim, the N64 games, but not like diving deep into these games. I just want to see on the OLED screen every once in a while, just see how beautiful it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Other than that,
we're all having the same kind of week where we're like,
it might be like this, but I do have stuff that I'm excited for the next coming week. So when we get to those headlines, I'll talk about it.
Cool.
But all right, let's get into the headlines for this week. The Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass released on Monday. A little bit of a shaky start for a lot of players. There's been criticisms of poor emulation, including graphical issues such as lack of fog rendering, some reports of input lag, audio lag, frame rate issues. There's kind of an odd button mapping if you're like not playing on an actual N64 controller, like with the C stick is mapped to, I think, the right analog stick. The A and B buttons are kind of swapped than what you would expect them to be because of a different layout than what the actual N64 controller was. Did either of you get the expansion pass?
I did not. I might do it. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of waiting for that Animal Crossing expansion to DLC.
Got it.
First. I think that's when I would give it a shot. So,
did you get it, Garrett?
Because I'm in a family plan that's with very nice people. I do have the expansion pass. If I was not in it, I probably wouldn't be in it. But that's where I'm at.
I joined a family plan to pay $10 for the year for it, and I feel like that's an extremely comfortable price for me because I am getting the Animal Crossing DLC. That's one of the main reasons why I want it. So $10 a year for that and the N64 and Sega.
That's a great deal.
To me, that's a good deal. I'm happy about that. I did spend a little bit of time this past couple of days playing some of the stuff. I played some Ocarina of Time. I checked out Mario Kart 64. I checked out some of the other games. I can see, there every once in a while, like you have like those frame rate issues, the graphic issues, they're noticeable in some of the games. I feel like everything's been very playable. To me, I didn't have any like input lag or audio lag or anything like that.
Good.
The button mapping is a little bit weird for me, but I got used to it. I tried earlier today. I tried Mario Kart 64 online to play like with other players, and so I had two scenarios where I played. I played with two other people. I played it one with somebody who lives like a state away from me, and somebody who lives over in Morocco and was very far away from their router. He said that he was like on the complete opposite side of his house. And there were some hiccups. There were a couple where it came up and said low connection when we were racing. But we held a connection for the entire race. We played a few of them. So it was playable. He said if he had moved closer to his router, it would have been a lot better. Then I played without him and just the person who was also, here in the United States. And it was pretty flawless. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people like with severe issues. And I haven't had any of those severe issues with like really lagging visuals, really lagging frame rate. I haven't seen any of that in my experience when I've been playing this week. So I'm sure those issues exist. We're seeing video of it, but I don't think it's all as bad as it's cracked up to be. It is kind of lazy emulation. I'm gonna admit that. I think for 25-year-old games, I'm not expecting these to play perfectly. There were glitches and hiccups in the original hardware.
Right.
Yeah, it's lazy. $10 a year. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
for what you're paying, that seems very reasonable. But if you're a single person paying $50 a year, that's maybe a harder sell.
It's not.
I
Yeah.
don't think you should do it. I think you should just buy the Animal Crossing DLC, y'all.
I wouldn't
Just
advise
do that.
getting an individual plan for a year. I would say find 8 people, get your family plan if you really want this. I haven't even touched the Genesis games yet. I do want to try out some of them because I didn't have a Genesis growing up.
Yeah. There's good stuff on that list. I mean, there's other ways to play those Genesis games, but you got it, so why not play it?
Yeah. But do I think they could do better? Yes. Do I think it could be cheaper? Yes. Am I having fun with it? Yes. So I don't know. Take that as you will.
Well,
maybe I have low standards.
You see all the people that are finding the mistakes, finding the emulation mistakes, and that's fine. I'm glad that they're doing that and doing their due diligence with this emulation comparing to what we see in the community. But for me, just like the purpose of these games of being on Switch is not me diving into the emulation and the technical mishaps or whatnot. It's me just trying to enjoy a little bit of N64 games on my Switch. If I wanted flawless emulation, I know where to go to, and it's not on my Switch. So
there's one very interesting piece of takeaway that I've gotten from this in just Twitter discourse. It seems that Star Fox 64 holds up all these years later.
Oh,
and that is an amazing thing.
That
is an amazing thing to me.
Yeah.
It's like that game. We're talking old now, and it's a lot of people keep saying this game holds up flawlessly, and that's really cool. So that one I might jump in just to play again. It's been a long time.
I played the first mission of that one, and I felt the nostalgia because I knew the exact secret path of that first world, and I'm like, I'm exactly going that way. The only thing is the controls are a little wonky because A and B are kind of what A and B was on the N64 controller, so that's actually a different orientation in my head. But also 2 of the C sticks is X and Y, and you got to figure out which one. I think Y
button mapping's bad. I will admit
it's not good. I've seen, and it's different in every game. So that's weird. I don't. There's some problems with that, but I'm just glad that game still holds up despite the criticisms.
And it looks really great. That emulation of that game looks really good.
Yeah, I'm glad they got that one right. Good.
The 2 other things I'll say about it, we have a couple questions, but the 2 other things I'll say is number 1, the clapping that you can do when you're playing online is so hysterical. You can use it to distract people or just kind of annoy them. That part's really funny. Oh my God. And then the second one just slipped out of my head, but I will think of it. I know. I hate when that happens.
All good.
I'll come back to it. I'll think of it. Zach wanted to know, for those who feel like the price hike of Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass is too much, I keep calling it Pass. It's Pack. Why do I keep calling it Pass?
It's Expansion Pack. Yeah.
It is Expansion Pack. And I have been saying that the whole time.
It's all good.
He says, if you feel like the price is too much, what do you feel needs to be or could be done to justify and fully make it worth getting? For those who feel the price hike is fine, why do you think so? Do any of us think the price is fine?
No, it's too high.
The only reason it would be fine is that every single family member wants Animal Crossing DLC. That's the only thing I can think of. If every single individual account needs that DLC, sure.
Well, if even 4 want it, that makes
even
up
4
the money.
Exactly. I think for me the price is pretty high. What I would say, just give us more games up front. Even with SNES, the library is just kind of barren at this point, and I just don't feel enticed to go back. I feel like Nintendo needs to kind of do a little bit more and reoccur a little bit more games to keep me invested, keep me interested in this game, and that could justify a price, a little bit higher price.
There's no excuse for the drip feed or the slow adding. First party anyway.
For first party, I think my additional point would be, if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to give us more upfront, give us a roadmap in the short term.
Yeah.
If I knew I was getting the Animal Crossing DLC now, That kind of justifies a year of the price. Very right on the border. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now give me a roadmap for what to expect in the future to incentivize keeping the product. Right. Like that's what they really need to do. Because if you want the Animal Crossing DLC, even on an individual plan, that's $25. You'd be getting the N64 and Genesis stuff for $5 extra for the year.
Yeah.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the roadmap going forward then becomes important because what does the next year look like for that $30? So show me the value add of what Nintendo 64 games, what Genesis games in the next year that you're going to add to justify back my cost.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I would be happy enough with that. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I think so too. I do feel for the people who aren't interested at all in the Animal Crossing DLC, right. And I wonder how many more subscriptions they could sell if they said, okay, you know what, we'll also offer, you'll get Splatoon DLC included with this, you'll get the Breath of the Wild Zelda, DLC included with this. Like all these first party games were like, the people who really wanted that DLC have already bought it, but maybe it'll draw in a couple more. Maybe it'll make people a little bit more interested if they are not into Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
So like I think if they're gonna add DLC like that to the online service, maybe expand that a little bit more. But yeah, make it worth the price.
Agreed.
I don't think any of us think it's fine the way it is. And I also saw XBS in chat asked if they are done with adding NES and SNES editions since those are in the base sub. I think I read that there was an interview where they said that they still plan to continue adding more.
I hope so.
I'm not holding out hope.
I wouldn't expect
pieces, but
big things. I would expect more of like your Ghost Lion type ads.
Most random games, I expect bottom of the barrel.
I would hope there are some Nintendo published joints that are not on there, and I am upset. So,
you know what I could also see them doing? I could also see them saying, okay, expansion pack members, here's your Earthbound. Here's your Super Mario RPG. Here's your Chrono Trigger.
That would be a level of crappy that
that's the next level.
That's pushing it.
That would be bad.
That would be pushing it.
That would be bad.
That would feel gross.
It would feel extremely gross.
That would feel gross.
I hope I'm wrong.
I can't believe you put it out there. You put it out there into the universe. Now
I'm
it's
so sorry. Hopefully,
you just give Nintendo that idea. It's like,
stop giving them ideas.
Clipped and posted online when it does happen.
The ghost of Nana is going to hold this one forever. And now when it happens, she's going to haunt me. Damn it. Right.
Adam says, I received my N64 Online controller today. Thoughts on using an N64 controller for the Switch Online games? Yay for the authentic experience, or nah, I want to use a modern controller. I feel like before this service released, I would have said, the N64 controller is kind of clunky. It's kind of weird and awkward to hold.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I kind of wish I had one now.
I bought one because they end up being collector's items too, because they don't make that many of them, especially the NES ones and the SNES ones. I think I get it over the weekend, so I will report back. But the way the mapping is working out, I would rather just have the controller. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
that controller is horrendous. So like
I do love my Super Nintendo one that I bought. I like it a lot.
Those are so nice. So I'm curious to get my hands on this one to see how it feels. This is how I say hands.
They feel authentic.
Yeah, the bad thing about N64 controllers, there's no really good alternative replacement.
Yes, there is.
What is it?
There's but it's not on the Switch. There is a company that makes like Brawler 64 controllers that I bought for my actual N64 that it essentially shifts it to a second stick type of scenario. It's
that's so cool.
I'll put a picture on Twitter tonight at some point or after the episode goes live. They're great. If you own an N64, they're amazing. And they make wireless versions too. You put a dongle in the N64.
Ooh.
That's
fantastic. Really cool.
They're really good. So this is doable.
They should make a Bluetooth one for the Switch then.
Give me an 8-bit though.
Yeah,
N64.
Get on an 8-bit though.
I'll post a link to these controllers. So if you do have an N64 and you play games, like I played Doom 64 with this thing on hardware and it was awesome. I highly recommend.
Nice.
Speaking of Nintendo Switch Online, a data mine suggests that there are plans for at least 38 N64 games and 52 Genesis games coming to the service.
Wow. That's
a lot. This comes from Mondo Mega on Twitter. For comparison, if you don't know what's already on the service, there's only 9 N64 titles right now and 14 Genesis, so that's quite a bit more. I don't even think I could name anywhere close to 38 like first-party N64 titles. This would have to be a mix. of first and third party. Now they're saying the list is alphabetical, so you can fill in some of the gaps already. So we know that Majora's Mask is already going to be added. Apparently Smash Melee or not Melee 64.
The regular one. Yeah.
Yeah, is in there. Apparently Wave Race is in there. So
Race, I love.
I think they're able to fill in some gaps there and see what might be coming. Again, we don't have any timeline of how often these are going to be added, or if they're just like titles in the system and they really do plan on adding them. But man, like
that's out there. Yeah. Yep. I don't know how long that's going to take too, because you know how the SNES games are going. They're just drip by drip. But like the Switch lifespan, I'm just wondering about the lifespan of this system now. It's like, is it going to go for another 3 or 4 years with N64 online service?
It would be a long time, but
that's a long time. There's two ways for the others. It could do that, or they could port this service forward and actually support their services in the next division of hardware. Now, which one seems more likely? The hardware sticks around for 3 more years seems more likely, because Nintendo just doesn't do that. They didn't do it with Virtual Console. They don't do that well. So I don't know. I can hope.
Yeah. So cool. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope Super Smash Brothers definitely comes into the N64. I hope like most, if not all, first party N64 games eventually come around. But the real testament's next year.
Me too.
Next, the rate at which N64 games come out next year will be pretty big.
I will admit I've had a lot of fun these past couple of days playing Mario Kart 64 just because, and I've never actually owned this game. I played it like back in the day, just like at other people's houses and stuff, but I never owned it. So like a lot of this feels new to me. So it is kind of nice to have like new Mario Kart content that I haven't been playing for the past 8 years in Mario Kart 8. So
I liked Mario Kart.
I do hope they add things like Pokemon Stadium and
they
like
will.
You said, like Smash, like just for the sake of like having like another new experience kind of thing.
Yeah,
with those. So we'll see. I would like news on that soon. Kind of a somewhat surprise release. Pikmin Bloom, Niantic's latest mobile game, is out now. So it's Niantic, the creators of Pokemon Go, Ingress, Harry Potter, Wizards Unite. Just like those, Pikmin Bloom uses real-world map, just like those other games. Now, this was, I think, announced back in March, but they didn't really tell us much about it. The goal is to make walking more fun. You can grow, pluck, and gain friendship with Pikmin that you encounter on your walks. You can feed them nectar in order to plant flowers along your map. You can see the flowers that other people have planted. You can take AR photos of Pikmin, see the paths that you've walked, send your Pikmin out on expeditions while you're at home. It has been releasing worldwide, rolling out over the past couple of days, and this morning it did release in the United States. So I downloaded it. Elaine, you said you downloaded it.
Yep, I grabbed it too.
I checked it out a little bit. I did it while I was eating lunch at work, and I plucked a couple Pikmin, and I got some nectar from them, and I walked around my building a little bit, and I planted some flowers, and then I didn't know what to do next.
Same. That's exactly where I was at, except I was like, walking around the grocery store. But same basic idea. And I'm just like, I don't know what you are, video game. Like I love Pikmin. I should be clear.
It's cute. It's very cute.
It's cute. Pikmin are cute. So I want to go send them after things. I want to go have like mini boss battles with my Pikmin. Like, give me something to do.
That's kind of. I mean, it feels like it's a pacifist version of Pokemon Go.
Yes, exactly. There's less fighting.
There's no fighting. I don't know if your Pikmin can die in this, which makes it nice for me because I don't like Pikmin games because I get very.
You don't
distressed.
Like the dying? Their little ghost comes out of their body and floats up.
And they just go away.
Do you not know this about me? That game stresses me out so much.
Really?
I love the world of Pikmin so much. I love the characters. I love the Pikmin themselves. But the time limit and the dying, I can't do it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked playing the flowers. I like that it counts my steps. I like that it's kind of encouraging me to walk a little bit more. So I'll see if it sticks. I don't know what else to do in it. So
I hope they keep adding things to it to give something to do. I'm curious to see how it fleshes out because Pokemon Go was really bare bones in the beginning too. So I'm trying to give them some leeway. And like Niantic does make good games that are at least compelling to keep playing. So we'll see. I'm curious. I love Pikmin though.
Yeah, I think it's a cute concept. I've been saying for years how much I wanted a Nintendogs mobile game.
Oh god.
And I think there's
That
a
would've
lot of
been
concepts
great.
in this game, in Pikmin Bloom, that I thought would have been really good in a Nintendogs game. So I'm hopeful that maybe this could be something good. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see. I'll see if it sticks.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Maybe we'll check in next week and see if both of us are still playing it.
Yeah, maybe they're
Or you
right.
just
Because
drop it.
I noticed like I was able to unlock like a couple more things. My level increased and I got some medals, and that kind of allowed me to do some other things. Like I got different Pikmin types. So I'm wondering like what the different types do. So I'll play it for a couple days. I'll see kind of what happens with that.
Is there an actual game mechanic behind it, or are you just
so
walking?
Far.
It's just
is
walking?
the mechanic.
Growing
Yes.
the Pikmin. That's where we're at.
At least Pokemon Go, you catch Pokemon and you
Look,
battle now, but
you grow the Pikmin. Okay.
Oh, good.
You grow yourself an army. Don't you want an army of tiny
That
creatures?
sounds-
You can press the
Very
little whistle and get them all to run towards you, and I think I like that
love
part.
it. I like that
Okay.
part too. I
Okay.
do. Go forth, my
sounds good.
minions. Find me things.
I really need to play Pikmin 3. It's I have it in the
It's
backlog.
good. It's good.
Mr. Pig 14 wants to know what's our favorite Pikmin game and why.
Pikmin 2 is my favorite. Now I didn't.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if I finished Pikmin 3. I played Pikmin. I did not play Pikmin 3 on Switch. I played it on Wii U. So I didn't play it on Switch. 2 is the one that stuck with me the most. 2 is just the one I liked the most. It kind of removed some of the stressors from 1, but and added Pikmin types, and it was just right for me. It like fell right in the middle.
Cool.
My favorite Pikmin game is Bingo Battle from Pikmin 3.
There you go.
Mini games.
The mini
Love it.
games.
The mini games.
I haven't played Pikmin. I'm sorry.
What?
So, I can't. I'm sorry. Like
It's
I
a
think
strategy game. It's built for you.
I know. I've heard it's a pretty good game that I would fit into, but I just never drawn attention to that series at all. I'm sorry.
They're good. They're fun strategy.
Pikmin 3 is on my short list along with
I'm not going to yell at you.
50,000 other games.
I just really like those cute little guys.
Your favorite Pikmin game is the Garden of Hope stage in Smash.
Yes. No, Super Smash Brothers. Olimar is pretty good. This is for Smash Brothers. I can destroy people with my Pikmin in there.
Nice.
You throw the Pikmin into other characters and they damage, and
this
it's
is why
pretty
the
good.
Pikmin is so good. They will do your bidding. Go
Yeah,
for it.
exactly.
I like Bingo Battle. If they sold me a $60 Bingo Battle game, I would buy it. The only reason why I didn't buy Pikmin 3 Deluxe is because they didn't have online Bingo Battle in it. Because your Pikmin like aren't gonna like die, and you're not time limit or anything, and you can like just go around and find the fruit and fill out your board, and it's fantastic.
I stop putting ideas in Nintendo's head. Stop giving them ideas to charge me $60 for games that should not. You have to be stopped today. This is very spooky. You're in the spirit of this Halloween nonsense. I hate it. What's next? Help me.
In some not so nice news, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp has been delayed. It was originally supposed to release this year on December 3rd. It now has a release window of spring 2022. Nintendo said it needs a little more time for fine-tuning.
Interesting.
I was getting a little bit suspicious about this game getting delayed when, number one, they didn't tweet about it at all, ever.
Yeah.
And then number two, for Twinfinite a few weeks ago, I attended a holiday preview event that kind of gave an overview of all of their games that are releasing this holiday season. And it wasn't included in their presentation. And Big Brain Academy, which also releases on December 3rd, was on there. So I even asked them, I said, you didn't talk about Advance Wars, or is that still planned for release? And they're like, yeah, it's still coming out. I'm like, really? Because you didn't talk about it at all. You didn't even mention it. They're like, yeah. Which, to be fair, they might not have known that it was going to get delayed. But I got a little bit suspicious that it wasn't included there. So.
I mean, if they need more time, it's fine to bump it. There's too many video games right now. You know what I mean?
That's the right answer. That's the right thought line. I just find it interesting. They went from an actual specific date to now
To
just
a
a
window.
broad window.
That doesn't say tweaks. That says
That says it needs to be worked on.
There's something going on in testing that they came up with. It doesn't work for people. But
I've been seeing people say like, what? Like, this is a remake? Like, why is it taking so? This is from the ground up. This isn't like a remaster or anything. Like, this is starting from scratch. And in some ways, I feel like that can take even longer if you're trying to stay true to the original source. So
and it's outsourced too. It's
Way Forward, right?
Way Forward is doing it. I was very excited for this game, but I'm kind of glad that it's not it's happening right now because of Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Pokemon coming out back to back.
And
so
you have Age of Empires this week.
Listen,
don't even tell me that.
Good. We're good.
I don't think that next year is going to be much better in terms of having time because you're going to be having Kirby, you're going to be having Splatoon, you're going to be having Pokemon Legends, Arceus, and there's a lot of games coming out next year. 2022, assuming there's no major delays for those kind of titles.
That's okay. Everything has been delayed from this year into February of next year. So clearly, Garrett, everything will be cleared off your plate by spring. It'll be fine.
It'll be okay. We'll just have 500 games to play. I just think of Pokemon Shin Megami Tensei because those are the kind of the genre I think with Advance Wars, like strategy, RPG kind of games.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of that audience. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Spring 2022, it doesn't sound hopeful to me. That sounds like maybe June. I can see it just keep being delayed.
That's a good June game. I think
June is not a bad window to drop a game like this in, though.
I feel like it's a right before E3 type of game, kind of like how Mario Golf was this year.
Yeah. The people who really want to play it will play it, and everyone else will wait a little while, and it's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Metroid Dread gets a free demo on the eShop. It's available now. I was trying to search the internet a little bit to see what the demo consists of, like if it's a time limit or if it's just the first area. I wasn't really seeing much, but I wonder, why are they putting out a demo after the game has released? Are they not selling as many as they hoped?
I think that's interesting. The other thing to note, the one thing that is going around is there is no save and transfer into the full game.
There is not. Yeah.
It is a standalone demo. So when you do that, it's not a compelling reason. Like it's a hard sell. You got to replay that section. You know what I mean? It's like,
especially for a game like Metroid, I feel like you would want to carry over your progress. You don't want to do those sections again.
Right. And it comes in pretty hot. It's not like it's making you sit through a bunch at the beginning. You're just
That's
going.
True.
You know,
That's
so there's
true.
no reason for this. If they could just give you the first, I don't know, 15, 20-minute demo even. 30 minutes is generous for a game this long. So, but.
Now I wonder if this is the kind of demo that would sell Dread to people who maybe were on the fence, because I feel like demos often hurt sales more often than they help. Maybe. And I'm wondering if you're unsure and you're playing the first couple minutes of it, is that enough to suck you in?
I would say yes, but I like the genre. So this is difficult. And for a lot of people, there are people out there who have not touched a 2D Metroid. They may have played Prime, but they never went to the 2D side-scrolling Metroid. So they might be like, I liked Prime, but will I like this? And maybe I don't like this off the screenshots, but maybe if I play it, I don't know. This is a tough one. I feel like this is genre like this. You just got to like the genre.
I think the reason why the demo is after the game, I see this every so often, but it's meant to be an introduction. It's not meant to anticipate fans to get into the game. Now there's this level of difference between let's say Dragon Quest or something like that. That's how many hours do you get? You get 10 hours, I think, or
it's a long time.
It's a very long demo.
But it's a 100-hour game.
It's out of a 100-hour game. So it's trying to get you into the mechanics of it. And I just think it's doing the same thing, but for people that, as Rebecca said, kind of on the fence. They see this game and they see it being played all around on Twitter or word of mouth or whatever. And it's a Nintendo published game and they've never seen it before. Of course, this is a good introduction. Is there other first party games that have done this? I'm trying to think. I think there was
demo after release.
Yes, demo after release. I think
I
it has
thought there
been done
was.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, they have. And I got to give them credit because the art that they released on Twitter for this with the pumpkin with the sort of visor cut out of it is cool. You know, like I can't remember. There's got to have been at least one more first
I
party
remember
game.
I don't remember what game it was, but I do remember there was a demo that came out like long after the game release.
Yeah.
That's happened too. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had this ready to go, or maybe this was targeting a specific region where it wasn't doing well, but they just dumped it out to everybody. Who knows? I'm glad I hope more people play it. I hope this game does well because I want more of this kind of Metroid, personally. So.
Same. So if you were on the fence, try it out. Doesn't hurt. There are a number of games releasing this weekend that I think might interest people. That two of them people might have forgotten about. Today, Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water released. This is a Wii U remaster. It's perfect for Halloween. I didn't play the original. In fact, I've never played a Fatal Frame before.
Donnie is yelling for joy.
Yeah,
now.
it was.
Did he enjoy it?
I think
he's a huge Fatal Frame fan. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
He's been playing it. He does not dislike it. He was talking about it a bit on the PSVG show that we recorded this week. So there's some impressions. It is also a $40 game. So worth noting it is sort of budget priced for those of you who care.
I will be picking that up this weekend.
Same
so you'll hear my impressions with that next week. A little Halloween kind of weekend game to play. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC Wave 2 releases tomorrow, Friday, if you're listening to the podcast. It's called Guardians of Remembrance. New stories with new battles, new stages, playable characters, Pura and Robbie. I forgot about this.
I did too. I have forgot completely.
I don't care.
I don't
care.
What?
This came out? This is coming out still? Okay, cool.
I played the base game with my kids and it was fine. I did not bother with the expansion stuff. I'm good. I've had my fill.
And I feel so bad because I'm such a big Zelda fan and I wish I was very excited about this. I'm just not a Hyrule Warriors fan.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I know, and I feel really bad kind of crapping all over this because I know the people who are excited about this are really excited about it.
Oh, good for
them.
them.
They want more content. They want to max this out 100% and do everything they can do with the characters and get all the weapons and I'm excited.
Get 100% of everything. I understand that. I understand being the completionist if you're a huge fan of
good
a certain
game for completionists.
Yes,
exactly. So go for it.
To do. Yeah, there's a lot to do.
I did the same thing for games like Fallout 4. I know Fallout 4 is not a great game, really a great game, but I 100% everything in that game. I just love to be a completionist sometimes. So I completely understand people wanting to get into this DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, they're saying in chat, what if this DLC was included in the
this
expansion
would be
pack?
I could see this one happening because
that would have been
cool. That would have been cool. They got next year. They could still do this. This would be a good candidate.
This is who does this game though? Is it Bandai that does this game? Who did Koei
Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo.
Yeah. They would probably need to have them on board for it if they were going to offer that. I might try the DLC if it was included. Yeah, that would be.
I would play it if it was free or quote unquote free. Yeah, I'd play it absolutely.
Maybe,
yeah.
I'm not rushing to play it though.
I wouldn't put that cartridge in that console. It would have to be different.
Yeah.
It sounds very hard.
That sounds hard. Yeah. That sounds challenging.
I feel so bad for saying that though. Okay.
Especially
the one that I think most people are excited for is Mario Party Superstars. Also releases tomorrow, Friday.
Oh.
It's getting good reviews on Metacritic. It's sitting at a 79 on Metacritic, an 80 on OpenCritic, which might sound on the low end, but it's actually, if I am not mistaken, the highest rated Mario Party ever, I think.
And some people I've seen impressions saying it's their favorite, and that's an interesting impression to have, because, Mario Party's 2 and 3 on the N64 and 1 were super good. I have a copy showing up tomorrow. I'm excited. I've got a bajillion kids in my life now to play this video game with. We can all hate each other like when you play Monopoly and someone flips the board over. That's the way every game of either Mario Kart or Mario Party ends, right? Someone ends up, the game screws you, you get pissed off and people yell at each other. And then you do it again.
Totally.
You keep doing it.
I will also...
Then you just get drinking game out of it.
Oh no,
I
would not
wasn't
read that.
I wasn't gonna pick this up, but I think I'm going to also. The highlights of the reviews that I'm reading say the mini games are just fun. There's good online, which is the reason why I'm gonna get it, because I want to play these online with people. They said that if a player drops out online, it just replaces them with an NPC, so you can continue playing.
Perfect.
Good.
I'm excited.
The other highlights are it brings back older gameplay mechanics that people enjoyed, so no more like everyone driving around in a car type thing. They're also saying the modern visuals look nice, so it's kind of that. Do you know how like you think when in your brain how a game from your childhood looks like is so much nicer than what it actually looked like? They're saying that it kind of looks like what you thought it looked like back in the day.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. This will be fun. This is a good time for something like this.
Some of the negatives that people are saying, the small selection of characters and boards. I feel like free DLC will probably be added to kind of fix that. So I wouldn't be worried too much about that, but
yeah,
those are the negatives that people are saying about it.
I'm pumped. I'm excited for this. This was like, my brain has kind of been fried lately. I think all of us have been going through this. So I'm excited to have something that I don't have to like think about too much, like I can just have fun with and play.
I totally get that. Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the minority where I have a lot more fun playing. Like I like Mario Party for the mini games.
Yes, that's the
boards.
Best part.
Like I'll do, but I've never, I guess, like historically had people to play the boards with, like the main part of the game. So I would just have fun with the mini games. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited for the online aspect of doing
this.
That.
Should be a blast. I'm really looking forward to this. I'll get a copy this weekend. So post Halloween candy binge. Maybe I'll see if I can get my kids to play with me. So awesome.
All right, those are the headlines. We have, as always, an awesome list of questions here. So we got plenty of time. Oh my gosh, we kind of flew through those headlines today.
Yeah, and none of us have been playing anything. So
it's not big news either.
No,
so it's just bits and pieces every now and then.
It's okay. It's a good time to have a chill, like pre-Halloween sugar rush episode.
I need a chill week.
Don't scare it. Yeah, we all need a chill week. We all need an early bedtime. We are all getting rapidly aged here.
Oh,
don't remind us.
Use your wrinkle cream, Garrett. Okay, God.
Oh yeah, my facial cream. Yeah, be honest, actually,
you gotta get the
trying
night
to get
cream
me
under the eyes.
On the eyes too. Yeah, just hide my blackness under the eyelids.
Can someone please Photoshop Garrett with like the cucumbers and the cream?
There we
and
go.
The robe. I need the spa.
Some of that self-care. I love it.
I need that spa, Garrett.
I really do actually. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, someone give him that.
All right. John32 had a couple questions for us. He says, now that Dread has come and gone, what's the next Switch title that you are most looking forward to? I am picking up Fatal Frame and Mario Party to try both of them out. But I think the next game that I'm like excited for, I don't know if the Animal Crossing DLC counts. I'm really excited for that.
I am too.
I'm excited for a PC game that comes out on November 5th. Don't look at me like that, Garrett. Let's build a zoo. It's a zoo simulator, and has like 300 different animals in it, or like 3,000 or something. You could like make hybrid animals, and it has like the pixel graphics. And like I played the demo.
I gotta go.
Like you can breed like a cow and a chicken to make a chicow.
Can you make a centaur or something like that?
Probably.
Okay, I'm gonna play this.
Yeah, let's build a zoo.
I'm gonna make nightmares. I mean,
and
a zoo.
There's a whole more. This is eventually coming to Switch, but like not soon. So I'm playing on PC. There's also a deep morality system where you can like raise these animals and like slaughter them for their meat if you want to. Or, like do like black. You could do like black market trades, like underground, or you can play really like peacefully and like raise animals nicely and like save animals from going extinct and save them from slaughterhouses.
They thought of everything.
This is what nightmares are made of. I'm gonna need to look up.
There's lots of customization for making your zoo really pretty.
What is this game
where
called again?
We murder the animals. Yeah, it's called Let's Build a Zoo.
It's called Let's Build a Zoo.
I'm making a note.
I'll need to look this up.
Oh yeah, that's gonna have to happen.
I'm very excited for it. I'm sad that it's coming out the same day as the Animal Crossing update, so I might not play it like right away.
Let's build a murder zoo and help our villagers all in the same day.
Yes,
on the same day.
How ironic.
And then the
my
next
God.
like new Switch game that I'm excited for is Pokemon Diamond and
It's
Pearl.
Pokemon for me too. I just looked at my list of what's coming out the rest of this year. It's Pokemon. So
Yeah,
definitely.
Pokemon I'm very excited for, and Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's my
Oh,
most
right.
anticipated game of the year. I'm
in
ready to
November?
go with it.
Good God.
That's 2 days before Pokemon. I think it's like very close.
I think I pre-ordered a special
Or
edition
4
of that
days
game.
or something
I
like
should
that.
probably check my
Yeah.
Amazon orders. Things are happening.
Right.
I made mistakes. Mistakes were made.
But I probably won't start Pokemon immediately. It's gonna be Shin Megami Tensei for quite a while until I
mean, that's fair.
get
Like,
into
it's not like
Pokemon.
you're
Yeah.
gonna get spoiled with like you're not gonna read things that are gonna spoil
Yeah.
Pokemon for you.
I already
I
know
mean,
what
you've played
happens
it
in there.
before, Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shin Megami game is going to be a long game anyway, though. You're going to be in it for a minute. So
Oh,
that was
it's
not
gonna be
intended to
so
rhyme.
much
Whoops.
fun. I'm gonna
Oh,
have no
God.
sleep during that time because I think my thesis is like due around during that time
Good
as
luck,
well.
sir.
So yeah,
Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Good
So
Mhm. John also wanted to know our opinion on the difficulty of Dread's bosses. He says, I thought it was a throwback to some of the older gaming generations, gave you a sense of accomplishment once you got it. What do you think about the bosses?
I haven't played too many. I've just done the Emmy stuff. But I have said this before. I enjoy games with challenging bosses as long as the challenging doesn't feel cheap and it just feels like get better and you will conquer it. So I love Dark Souls and stuff like that because of that reason. It feels satisfying to have completed it. Hollow Knight was one of those games for me as well. So I'm like 2 thumbs up on that personally, especially in a shorter game. So
yeah, I think it's fine. And as Elaine said, it's those types of bosses where there is a level of good difficulty in there, and you die a lot initially, but once you know the path, once you know what they're doing, it gets easier and easier and easier as you go through the trial. So like for me, I probably die like, I don't know, 15 times, 20 times with a boss until I figure it out. It's like, okay, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And that's how speedrunners work. I see people beat the game, and now they're beating the game the second time in 6 hours, and then the third time for under 3 hours because they know exactly what to do in those bosses now. And they just become, I wouldn't say easiest thing in the world, but like you just know what to do and you just go through it. So I think it's a fine difficulty.
Agree.
To go, it's just a hurdle to go over. Yeah,
I agree with everything that you said, Garrett. The bosses do become predictable. You know, the first time going into each of the boss battles, I felt like, oh my God, what is going on? This is impossible. I'm never going to beat this boss. And then you're right. You learn the pattern. I felt myself improving every single time I tried it. The final boss took me hours.
I've heard it's pretty hard.
Yeah, I've heard it's hard.
But it didn't get to the point where it was frustrating. Like I did feel myself improving and I did learn the patterns. So I agree, John, that I did like that. And also the other good thing that I don't think we mentioned was it doesn't set you back super far after you die from a boss. Like it doesn't take you all the way back to the save station. It puts you right back before the door.
I like that.
Of the boss's room, and it's a pretty quick load time. So you're
just right there,
quick, go back in and try again. So I didn't feel like in Super Metroid where you have to trek through like a whole long area again and you lose all of your health in the process. So
oh goodness.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I feel like that's very generous too for this variety of game because Hollow Knight's like, good luck, sucker. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. TPR says, in the spirit of Halloween, describe your spookiest Nintendo gaming experiences. He says, for me, I think it had to be the pitch black boo houses in Super Mario World. I was always comfortable seeing boos around, but no light was jarring and definitely made a was definitely a relief to finish those levels. Do you have any spooky gaming experiences?
I have 2. So
Go for it.
I bought the GameCube when I was in college, and I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time when I lived in an apartment alone in a night in the dark. And you get to the castle area where you can constantly hear chanting, and it scared the bejesus out of me. Like I wasn't playing scary games at the time. I was horrified. That one was really scary. And then also my first time running through Eternal Darkness on the GameCube was just a terrifying experience, just all around. Like all of it was scary. Nothing felt okay. Everything was terrible. So my most memorable ones were probably both GameCube games. So.
Okay. Cool. I think the Boo levels or the Dark Ghost levels in Super Mario World is a pretty good callback. I remember being stuck on those levels quite often, and I was getting a little frustrated. But yeah, once you pass those levels, pretty fun. I think another one that actually was very recent, like last year, Luigi's Mansion 3
That's a good
is
one.
Spooky.
Was it scary?
I mean, I wouldn't say very scary, but it got me in the Halloween spirit. And
Yeah.
Luigi is so freaking adorable in that game. I love the character around it and the liveliness of the like spookiness around the objects, and it's just everything about it screams Halloween.
Yeah.
So I would go for that. Is Luigi's Mansion 3 one of my favorite Halloween experiences?
Yeah, that's
And
good.
Nintendo.
When I think of Halloween experiences, I think of Oxenfree for some reason. I
Yeah.
only played
Yes.
it once, but I think I played it Halloween night when I played it, and that game is a little bit creepy.
It's creepy.
I'm very excited for the sequel, but that game does a really good job of like it has like these purposeful glitches in it that like make you think your game is broken, and it kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit in some aspects, and I just love that. I love that kind of creepiness in games. So that's a really good Halloween game to play if you're
is.
looking for. And it's like you can beat it in one night or like one sitting too. I think it's like
Yep.
3 hours long maybe.
It's short. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so well written. I mean, look, play Metroid Dread. You're gonna constantly
good
feel
one, too.
chased. It's very tense. I get very anxious
Very
and stressed
tense,
out.
yeah.
I think
Yes.
this game scares the
Yes.
crap out of me. Stop
Perfect.
chasing me. Leave me alone.
G-Man says, it's that time of year again. Jack-o'-lanterns, what's the best thing about Halloween that you three love to do during this spooky year? Do you have any like Halloween plans or traditions?
I mean, like the coolest thing about having little kids is getting to trick or treat again, and then getting to I barter for the good candy. Okay, but
There you go.
there's also plenty of candy that I like and my kids don't. Like I love Almond Joy. My kids are not super into them. Katie will eat them. Nathan will not. So like I like getting little baggies of all the candy they don't want in exchange for something they do, like M&Ms or maybe extra Reese's pumpkins. But basically, this is an
Mike and
excuse for
Ike's.
me. I bought 6 boxes of sour Mike and Ike's. I walked into a CVS and I walked out with a feminine care product and 6 boxes of Mike and Ike's. So this week I was a mood, like a whole.
Nice.
You gotta send some to Delvin.
Yeah,
he's
did you
gonna
do
be-
it in spite of Delvin? Just
Yeah,
like
I posted
I'm
a picture. I think I posted a picture
Good.
on Twitter. If I didn't, I would
Send it to him. Have it
He's
show up in
mad.
his
Tag 'em.
mailbox on Halloween.
I love you, Florida man. Happy Halloween. My favorite thing about Halloween now is just like the post trick or treat candy sorting that I get to do with the kids, because it reminds me of being a little kid, and it makes me
Yeah,
happy.
that's awesome.
Cool.
Do you have any traditions or celebrations that you do, Garrett?
I just like the Halloween spirit because I know fall is like in season. It gets cooler. You got football going on. You got just pumpkin everything. So like pumpkin spice latte. You got that pumpkin pie, and then like you go to Trader Joe's now. 50% of the products is pumpkin. So I'm definitely into that. But yeah, other than that, the day after Halloween is the best day.
Yes.
Because of cheap Halloween candy.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't get
it's
to go
good stuff.
trick or treating, Elaine. So we have to
That's
go
true.
to CVS the day after Halloween and get discounted.
We
50%
could
off
trick or
candy.
treat, but they would
I was
yell
about
at
to
us.
say, no, I don't know. You guys are young enough. You might get away with it. Says the
I
old
might
lady
get away.
who shakes her cane at you as you run away from the house. The sign said, "Take one, you whippersnapper."
But
I love
my
Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I
It
love
is.
dressing up. I love the spookiness. Like Garrett said, I love just the atmosphere and the cool and the pumpkins and the autumn leaves and the changing colors. I love Halloween so much. I live on a dead-end street with like hardly any kids in the neighborhood, so we don't get very many trick-or-treaters, and it makes me very, very
Aw.
sad. I always get so excited and want to give out candy, and kids
Aw.
don't come.
Oh,
Sometimes
no.
if we get 2, it's like a big year. So,
Wow.
Well,
but
this is-
I
you buy
I
the-
love Halloween.
you buy the candy and then you put it in the cool, bin, and then they don't come, and then you eat the candy.
Then
don't
I eat it.
understand
That's
this
true.
holiday.
That's true.
That sounds great.
I do work at an elementary school, and the office staff were dressing up as Sesame Street characters.
Oh,
that's
this
cute.
year.
Who are you?
So
Bess?
I'm Big Bird. So we're like when we're dressing up means like we're having the character's face on a shirt and then like kind of accessorizing. So I'm Big Bird because apparently I'm also like the tallest one. So
Okay.
That's very cute.
I like
I'm
Big Bird.
excited.
Big Bird's nice to everybody.
Everybody
so.
wants to hug Big Bird. I don't see a
Yeah.
problem. Big Bird's great. Big fan.
Yeah. Yarden wants to know what's the most toxic metal.
People need to be banned from asking questions.
Why is he asking?
I think I googled it. Mercury and lead.
Okay, guys, I study this for a living.
It's mercury, right?
Okay, it depends on the form, but yes, mercury, methyl mercury is probably by far the worst because it's so volatile and so easy to get to, and it's really a soft metal, so it can be in liquid, gas, or solid, and it gets everywhere. That's why
it can be a gas.
Yes,
that's elemental mercury. It's in gas form. That's why it comes out of like coal burning and oil production. It's a super bad contaminant metal.
Don't lick your old thermostats, please.
Other than that, yes, lead's pretty bad too because we've been just dumping it ever since coal burning ever started into the soil, so it's ubiquitous
and
everywhere
paint.
now.
They like have to warn you if it's in the paint.
Yeah,
in old houses.
In old houses, don't breathe into dust too. Like make sure you clean. Make sure you don't make your showers a little too high with hot vapor because that could have some exposure in the lungs as well. So
Yarden, I have questions for you. Why you be asking this?
Cadmium. I googled it. Most toxic metals. Cadmium. What's that?
Well, cadmium, yeah, sure. In a certain form, you can say any metal is pretty bad. Beryllium is very bad too. Zinc and copper, if you got enough in your system, yeah, that's bad as well. So, cadmium, sure.
Don't eat the metals. Stop eating the metals. Like,
do you say aluminum or do you say aluminium?
Aluminum.
What is it? Aluminum?
Apparently in Britain they say aluminium.
Yes, aluminium.
They're weird. They're always wrong with their words. Why would they do that?
I think we have some Brits who listen to this, so watch out.
I'm telling them they're wrong. So aluminium.
The tweets. I can read the tweets in my brain. They're not good. They're bad. They're so bad. Okay.
They put neighbor with a U. Like, come on. Like, what are you doing?
I'm not responsible for the opinions of this young man. Okay.
Hello, Governor.
Responsibility. Or his bad accents.
We should have a Shaq episode where we just speak in British accents the whole time and see how far we get.
Anyway. I take it back. I want Garret in a top hat with a monocle now. Someone.
Yes.
Curly mustache. Get it.
Aluminium, mate.
Stop that.
Get our fish and chips and all that.
That's like Australian.
What was that?
Slowly going Australian.
I like it.
We're going places.
We have gone places.
This is why you can't ask questions like this, Yarden, because we stray very far from the topic of video games.
I have a feeling that's why they ask us these questions, because they need to see how
I think they like this content. I think they want us to like have a non-gaming podcast and see how off the rails it goes.
Don't challenge me. I have a whole Twitter feed for that. I ask questions about toothbrushing. Just join me on Twitter. You want that? I got that for you.
There you go. There you have it.
There you go.
Okay, here's a gaming related question coming from Hobik. He wants to know who our starter Pokemon is going to be in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. He says Team Chimchar.
Always the
here's
fire
the thing.
starter.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I almost always pick the fire starter as well. Chimchar is my least favorite fire starter.
Oh,
I am not really a monkey fan. I think monkeys are a little bit humanoid and creepy in some ways.
So when you build your zoo, will there be monkeys? Will you transform them into something else? I have many questions.
Also, like chimpanzees can like eat your face and stuff. They're like
they
kind
can
of
maul
dangerous.
you up.
Yeah, like they're scary. I'm afraid of monkeys. That's my confession. It's out there. The internet knows now. I'm not like afraid to see them. I think sometimes they can be cute and like I don't get scared.
Little
but,
tiny ones, of course.
I don't. Yes. Yeah, like I don't enjoy monkeys.
I don't.
So I'm wondering what you're gonna do to the monkeys in your Let's Build a Zoo game.
Concerned.
I'm very concerned now.
I enjoy Chimchar, But here's
The
another
best.
problem. Here's my other issue is Sinnoh has a severe lack of fire types.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So if I don't get Chimchar, my only other option is Ponyta, which is okay.
Which is fine. Can you
It's
get an
fine.
Alolan Ninetales out of it? I'm wondering.
I
I
don't know.
don't think so.
I don't know if they're going to do that.
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
ice, so that eliminates the fire type.
It's Chimchar. I'm a fire type.
I think, like, objectively, Piplup is the cutest.
It is, yes.
I mean,
And
yes, it's a
Mhm.
yes, but the fire type.
And I do like Empoleon a lot.
Empoleon's pretty good. Was it Turtwig? Is that the other
Turtwig.
one?
Turtwig.
I think
he's
Turtwig
pretty
is
good.
so cute. I think Turtwig is very, very cute. I just
Adorable.
don't like whatever it is he evolves into that has a
Oh, the
tree.
latest evolution. He's
Yeah.
a tank. I
Torterra.
actually,
Torterra.
yeah. I am gonna go Team Chimchar as well because I always go with the fire starter with
Me
fourth
too.
and third gen.
I was
Not as good as
kind of-
Blaziken, but
Yeah, Blaziken's good. I was kind of hoping that you two would pick two different ones and then I will pick the third one and we could be rivals.
yeah.
We're just the fire type is objectively good, so
I know. I
I
It's
may
fun.
go with Turtwig. I don't know.
Turtwig is also cool. I do like Turtwig. He's so cute. Oh,
I don't
he's
necessarily need a fire type in my party.
fine. Be like that. Be like disrespect the fire type.
Fire
Oh,
type's
and
my
so-
favorite though.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I tend to do like I really formulate what my party's gonna be throughout the game, and once I catch something, it's like that's gonna be in my party. I don't let go
Yeah.
and switch around. So I gotta craft it very carefully. If I don't need a fire type in my party, I think I'll be okay.
That's true.
We get the dragon, ghost, ice. You can do double types all the way through. I'll be down.
Good point. Kyle the Pod wants to know who will everybody main in Mario Party Superstars. I forget who all the characters are.
Is Yoshi there? If Yoshi's there,
Yeah.
I'm
I
Yoshi.
think
normally-
Birdo. I like Birdo.
Birdo's
Yo.
legit too.
Birdo and Yoshi can hang. We'll hang out.
Yeah.
I like
I
Yoshi.
normally go with Luigi. I don't know.
Oh, you like him?
He's a good one. He's one of the
He's
good
good.
ones, right?
He's a good one. He pinches cheeks.
Exactly.
Grandma. He's a
I'm
sweet.
trying to look for
Oh.
a list here.
You're getting a list. You're gonna go
Characters.
all
I'm
the
trying
way.
to
I just-
look.
Is there a full list? Is there more characters than I thought? I thought it was just the
Okay.
typical.
Yes, here are the playable characters: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Donkey Kong, Daisy, Waluigi, Birdo, and Rosalina.
Yes, it's gonna be Yoshi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're doing Yoshi, I would do either Yoshi or Birdo.
Okay, so we're the dinosaur twins. Big fan.
I've always liked, and like, I don't know, it's kind of weird that this is the second time this is coming up. Non-human characters, like the animal or beast type characters, more than like
As long as they're not a
like
monkey.
Mario. Or,
As long as
Yeah,
they're not a monkey,
Not-
you're,
No,
you're
so
good.
Donkey Kong is
not
out.
doing Donkey Kong. No,
What is this monstrosity? Why is this
I
happening?
don't dislike Donkey Kong. I think he's fine.
You have a personal vendetta against.
But if I
Donkey.
had to choose between Donkey Kong and Birdo, I would pick Birdo.
Well, Birdos can shoot eggs, which I have questions about from an anatomical point of view. But you know what? We're not going to do that today.
Birdo is
That's-
just confusing in general to me. It's just
Birdo's scary.
you just
But I love
accept you just accept what it is, and you're good to go.
But that's the stuff that nightmares are made of. Like
Pretty much.
giant pink monster that throws eggs out of its mouth at you is horrifying when you.
Who
Really
made Birdo? Did Miyamoto made Birdo?
I think somebody might have dropped some acid into
I'm
something. I
thinking
think there were
they saw
shrooms involved,
Yoshi and just did a little, I don't know, LSD or something.
they went
and
to
just,
a place. It was
Wasn't okay. This is maybe getting too far into probably not the best podcast material, but isn't
Go for
Birdo? I like have read things that Birdo is like Nintendo's first transgender character
is.
because
Yes.
they wasn't like in the manual or something. They referred to Birdo as a he, saying
Yes.
like he like, and then there was like a cross dressing aspect of it, and now they always refer to Birdo as a girl. So
interesting.
there
I didn't
you
even
have
think about
it.
that. I didn't even think about that. Birdo is just
I mean, if that's
That's cool.
canon, I'm great with that.
that's
Like,
cool.
I
Yeah,
kind of
fantastic with it,
wish they would lead into it. I know they never will, but
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. No, they never will. but
They never will, but
I'll take that story though.
Yeah,
And-
let's
and-
do that story. We can
And
believe
the
it in our hearts.
Nintendo fan
Headcanon.
card will we'll make it canon.
headcanon
Yeah.
is the best canon.
Headcanon.
But yes. Fantoon Hunter 101 says, how soon do you think the next Nintendogs will get a new entry? Will it make it on Switch? Will it include other small animals, perhaps rabbits and ferrets? Nintendogs plus furry friends, he says.
I don't think we're ever going to get another one.
I don't think so.
No. I want another Nintendogs, but I don't think we're ever going to get another one. Sorry.
There's a good clone on the Switch right now. I'm blanking on the name, but it's like basically the same thing.
There's been a couple of these over the years.
Little Friends. It's called
Okay.
Little Friends, Dogs and Cats. It's basically the same thing as Nintendogs. It's just not developed by Nintendo.
Okay. Play that. I'm going to try that now.
sounds good.
I like the games are relaxing. I find them relaxing. Train Yo Dog.
Yeah, I liked it when I was in middle school. I played it
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
I'm so
I'm
old.
sorry, Elaine. I'm sorry. I know. I have to
Every
say that.
time
I
you
can't
say
lie.
something like that, my lower
sorry.
back hurts a little more, and I grow like 4 gray new hairs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
I know we said it earlier. I always thought this would be a good mobile game. Like,
Yeah. It would
Yeah.
be.
you
That would've
can
been totally
use the pedometer and take your dog for walks.
Yes.
You can, I know people hate the microtransactions, but you can buy more breeds with microtransactions.
Or outfits.
Or outfits. You can put them in contests and like they can find things.
Microtransactions.
I'm
Like
just saying,
hardcore.
like, I know we don't like that, but like that's a very like Nintendo mobile game thing.
It is.
You can pet them with the touch screen. Like, I don't know. Missed
Give me-
opportunity.
I think that's a
mobile-
gold mine. What
Yeah.
you're saying right now is a literal mobile
It's-
gold mine.
It's a Tamagotchi.
It's a
But
Tamagotchi. Yeah,
Mhm.
with Nintendo.
Like,
I would be
think-
down
I
with
think
it.
they should have done that instead of Pikmin Go.
I agree with you.
Or let us dress up the Pikmin. Make it them the friends. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me both. Make it both.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Fantoon. I don't think it's.
No,
I
I'm
don't know if there's a market for it anymore.
No,
It would be
that-
hard to. It's a hard selling point. I see some of the interesting revivals though, like Brain Age. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I never thought that would come back,
I
and they're doing it
feel-
on the Switch.
That's true. I feel like Nintendogs released when the virtual pet like phase was
Yeah.
really high. I feel like that was very popular back then. Like virtual pets, like you're right, like the Tamagotchis and even like online like similar sites. Like that was just very like a popular thing. And I
Right.
don't think that's a very popular thing anymore.
There's
Yeah,
also a good sell for the touchscreen on the 3DS, like or the DS. It was a whole time and place moment. For Nintendo.
Okay. Kevin wants to know, what was your most terrifying video game enemy or monster from when you were young? He says, for me, the Redeads from Zelda Ocarina of Time when I was 5 to 7 years old. The way they look and the noises are very unsettling. Did you have any terrifying video game enemies or monsters that like you were just like afraid of and wouldn't go near?
The Crimson Heads in the remake of Resident Evil scared the crap out of me.
Hmm.
They just were horrifying. There was screeching. They're still screeching. Every time I play that game, I don't like it. I don't like it. I do not like it. They're so fast.
When I played Ocarina of Time last year, I thought of those monsters that like were very creepy that stood still and then went slowly towards you. I'm like,
Those are the Redeads. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. If I would have played Ocarina of Time when I was young, and I was like, I could totally understand being creeped out by that.
Yeah. They were scary.
I steered away from horror video games in general when I was young, so I don't have a big scary one. But I think this absolute like scariest monster or experience ever was PT.
That was terrifying.
Oh goodness, 2014. That
Screaming in my basement. Screeching.
yeah.
loudly.
I had headphones in. It was
Mhm.
super dark too, and I was just trying to figure out how to get out of that room. And oh man, she just came after you, and I freaked out. So yeah,
Yep.
PT.
I have two. They're both from Zelda games.
Mhm.
For Ocarina of Time, the Redeads were scary, but I don't know why. I got really freaked out by the likes the ones that would be like kind of those weird worm things, and they would like suck you in and swallow your
those were
shield.
annoying.
And for me, like especially when they were underwater and you didn't really have much control over Link's movements in the water with like those whirlpools and stuff in the water temple, and they would suck you up. And the thing that I didn't like about them was that they stole your shield. And if you didn't like kill them fast enough, like your shield would be gone. So I don't know why, but that just like really freaked me out when I was a kid, and I would avoid them. I would like stay away from them in Lake Hylia. I hated them. And then also in Majora's Mask, which has a wide range of scary, creepy, horrifying things. I just didn't. The moon didn't scare me, like the face and stuff, but like just the concept of the final day 3, like those last couple minutes, like I was freaked out about the moon crashing. Not the moon, just about like Termina ending. And like I would go back in time way sooner than I needed to, just because I was so afraid of like leaving it up to the last couple like minutes or so. So that was pretty terrifying, and probably explains a lot of the anxiety that I have as a 28-year-old. I'm 27.
Yes, it all
the
started
moon crashing.
That was not a fun game. That game is really stressful. Yep.
Still need to play that one.
Oh God,
it's
stressful.
Weird. It's a weird game.
It's a weird.
I like those time limit games because I played Outer Wilds, and I absolutely adore that game because of the time limit. So I think I would definitely be into the Zelda game. I'm gonna probably beat it and say it's the best Zelda game in spite of Donnie, because I know he's not like this? I just like to mess with people in general.
Weirdly enough, XPS in chat just reminded me what I was going to say about the Nintendo Switch Online like an hour ago. So remember I had the two things and I forgot the one. He made me think of it. The Nintendo Switch Online doesn't have the rewind where you can make the save states, but you can't like do the rewind system that you can on the other ones. And I was a little bit surprised about why. I don't know if like maybe they weren't able to get that working with N64 emulation.
It really does feel like they shoehorned some of this stuff in at the last minute. Huh? Just a little bit. I
was under the impression that it would have that, and like, I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me, but maybe it was
save states would have probably been a deal breaker. I would have been bummed if those weren't in.
Yeah. But his comment about abusing save states reminded me of that. Yeah, a couple more questions. Sam wanted to know, why do you think the amiibo villagers from New Leaf's update aren't in New Horizons? I think that they're referring to the Zelda ones, the Zelda villagers and the Splatoon villagers and those types. All of them are first-party Nintendo characters, I believe, so I don't imagine it's a rights issue.
Maybe they just wanted to sort of remove that sort of integration and just make it a more base Animal Crossing game. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this. I think it's interesting.
They're keeping it in their cards until it's the right moment, because they're again, it's like, it feels like a Nintendo Switch Online thing where they're just slowly dropping stuff. And of course they're doing a great update, a great DLC in the beginning of November. But the way I'm seeing this is like, that could be like a year out. And they just like, all right, we're dropping some villagers for you to go back and mess with it.
The thing is, they said this is the last major update for Animal Crossing. So does that count as like a major update?
I don't know. I don't know. So
maybe it was just maybe their plans were just too stacked to include them. Like they didn't want, the extra. Who knows?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nintendo is weird.
It's so they are adding 16 new villagers. So maybe like you're right. Maybe they could only do so much, and they said, should we do these old ones or should we just make brand new ones? And they decided to put the priority on new ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's probably the most likely scenario there. And then Pete the Smiling Stegosaurus says, what game system or era do you most associate with your childhood?
Oh, God.
This is an Elaine field.
I'm just going to sit here and cry. I know my answer. Go ahead. Go ahead, children.
The Xbox 360.
I hate it so much. It hurts me.
Playing Call of Duty in middle school. Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
I remember when I got the Xbox 360 in 5th grade.
What? I was in college. I have
No, wait,
to
6th
go.
grade. I think it was 6th grade.
Oh, I'm
actually.
sorry. You were in middle school.
Yeah. Just teetering on the. Actually, yeah, 360 is probably my later childhood kind of game. And then other than that, Nintendo DS. Yes, of course. Also middle school.
Yeah.
I stood in a line when I was in college to get a DS. at
Nice.
midnight. Cool. Hey, Rebecca, what about you?
So while my first console was the Super Nintendo and my early years were spent with the N64, if I really think about like childhood, like formative years, it would probably be the GameCube because
GameCube,
just like
too.
I feel like that was the point in my life where I was able to play games by myself. I wasn't really relying on my dad to help me with them. I was, doing stuff more with friends by that point on the GameCube, and also the Nintendo DS.
Oh God. Okay. It was the Super Nintendo for me. I was playing the Super
Okay.
Nintendo.
Now,
when
granted,
I
so
was in
we're
middle
saying this,
school.
we like childhood, like we were like 9
Born.
to
You were
12,
born.
like
That was me. I was 9 to 12 in that period.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
I would be in middle school or late elementary school. It was a Super Nintendo, and that's the one that like has the games that I can remember playing when I was homesick. So like I remember getting a stomach bug, sleeping all morning, and then waking up and playing Super Metroid while drinking tea and eating like toast with cinnamon sugar on it. Like that's a very like specific memory from like 5th or 6th grade, I think. In 8th grade, I played Earthbound. That was when I received a copy of that as a gift. So yeah, that was the Super Nintendo
gift.
it was a baller gift.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo has that chunk of my childhood, the what you would call formative, like before I went to college, the good years. So
Yeah, I think of also summer vacations, like summer vacations from school, summer break, playing a lot of GameCube. And I see Anime Gaming Lifting in chat says PS2. I played a lot of PS2 at that age as well.
I had a PS2 in college. I got one my freshman year. I bought one my freshman year. So yeah. I'm so old.
I played a lot of Simpsons Road Rage on there. I played a lot of DDR. Did you guys play Dance Dance Revolution? I played a lot of that.
I was really bad at that. I played a lot of Guitar Hero when Guitar Hero first came out when I was little.
Yeah, I remember that.
A lot of it.
That
was a good age, for sure.
Yeah, and that was our last question.
Perfect.
Awesome.
This worked out beautifully. What a great episode.
It did. It really did. And thank you for bearing with us with the
early haunting.
The late start and the PSVG ghost that seems to haunt all of our Halloween episodes. But
of course.
Yeah. We made it through it, guys. I think we're gonna have some more good gaming coming up. I'm excited for what I'm playing this week.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I need to finish Metroid.
Finish Metroid, yes. We need to hear your thoughts. Elaine, finish Metroid. We're gonna have a more of a spoiler cast for it.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But all of our listeners, have a safe Halloween. Enjoy yourselves. Make safe choices. And we will see you next week with more games that we've been playing and more awesome Nintendo news. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.